Cyril is going to go to prison. The same way Zuma went to prison, he's going to go to prison. Mark my way. I always tell you these things and they come to happen. So I'm telling you now, like I told you before, Phala Phala will never die. I'm telling you now, Ramaphosa is going to jail. There is no way Ramaphosa will not go to jail. Once the impeachment process opens up, the kind of shenanigans that are going to come out of that process, the amount of evidence that is going to come out of that impeachment process, there is no way Ramaphosa will not be arrested. Police must do their job.
Cyril Ramaphosa will go to jail. Julius Malema revives Phala Phala debate. Hi everyone, welcome back to Mzansi Daily Scoop. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Today we are diving into a political statement that has once again shaken South African politics. EF leader Julius Malema has made another explosive prediction about President Cyril Ramaphosa. Malema says Ramaphosa will eventually go to prison, just like former President Jacob Zuma did. According to Malema, the Phala Phala scandal is far from over, and he believes it will continue haunting Ramaphosa until the very end. This is what Malema said. Cyril Ramaphosa is going to go to prison the same way Jacob Zuma went to prison. He's going to go to prison. Mark my words, I always tell you these things and they come to pass. So I'm telling you now, like I told you before, Phala Phala will never die. I'm telling you now, Ramaphosa is going to jail. Those are very strong words coming from one of South Africa's most controversial political figures. But the biggest question many South Africans are asking right now is this. Is Malema speaking facts, or is this just political pressure ahead of future elections? To understand why this statement is causing so much attention, we need to go back to the beginning of the Phala Phala scandal itself. The Phala Phala matter first shocked the country when allegations emerged that a large amount of foreign currency was stolen from President Ramaphosa's private farm in Limpopo. Reports claimed the money had allegedly been hidden inside furniture at the farm. The scandal immediately raised serious questions across the country. People started asking, why was so much foreign cash allegedly kept at the farm? Was the money declared properly? Why was the robbery allegedly handled quietly instead of through normal police procedures? And did powerful people try to cover up the incident? These questions created one of the biggest political storms Ramaphosa has faced since becoming president. At one point, it even looked like Ramaphosa's presidency could collapse completely. Opposition parties, including the EFF, demanded accountability and called for Ramaphosa to resign immediately. The scandal dominated headlines for months and divided opinions inside the ANC itself. Some ANC members defended Ramaphosa strongly, saying he had done nothing illegal and that the issue was being exaggerated for political reasons. Others quietly worried that the scandal damaged the image of a president who built his reputation on fighting corruption after the Zuma era. That is exactly why Malema keeps comparing Ramaphosa to Jacob Zuma. For years, many ANC supporters defended Zuma despite corruption allegations, until legal pressure finally caught up with him. Zuma eventually went to prison in 2021 after refusing to appear before the State Capture Commission. His imprisonment triggered massive unrest and violence in parts of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. Now Malema is warning that Ramaphosa could face a similar fate in the future. The EFF leader believes that even though Ramaphosa survived politically for now, the Phala Phala issue is not finished. According to Malema, investigations and public pressure will continue until the truth fully comes out. But there is another side to this story. Ramaphosa's supporters argue that there is currently no court ruling that has found him guilty of corruption related to Phala Phala. They say opposition parties are using the scandal to weaken him politically because they know he remains one of the ANC's strongest figures. Some political analysts also believe Malema's statements are part of a larger political strategy. The EFF has consistently positioned itself as the loudest opposition voice against Ramaphosa. By keeping Phala Phala alive in public discussions, Malema keeps pressure on both the president and the ANC. And remember, South Africa is entering a very sensitive political period. The ANC has already lost significant support in recent years. Many South Africans are frustrated with unemployment, load shedding, crime, corruption, and the rising cost of living. Opposition parties are trying to convince voters that the ANC can no longer govern effectively. That is why every scandal becomes political ammunition. Malema knows that many citizens feel betrayed because Ramaphosa once promised a new dawn after the Zuma years. When Ramaphosa became president, many people believed he would restore trust in government institutions and fight corruption aggressively. But critics now argue that the Phala Phala scandal damaged that image badly. Some South Africans are now asking whether Ramaphosa is truly different from previous leaders, or whether the political system itself is the bigger problem. At the same time, others believe Malema is being selective. Critics of the EFF say Malema attacks corruption in other parties, while his own party has also faced controversy over finances and governance in municipalities where the EFF has influence. So this political battle is becoming bigger than just Ramaphosa alone. It is turning into a fight over credibility, leadership, and the future direction of South Africa. What makes Malema's statements powerful is that he speaks with confidence and emotion. He often reminds supporters that he warned the country about previous political developments before they happened. That gives his words influence among many frustrated young voters who feel ignored by mainstream politics. However, predicting prison for a sitting president is a serious matter. In South Africa, criminal cases depend on evidence, investigations, and court rulings, not political speeches. At this stage, no court has sentenced Ramaphosa over the Phala Phala matter. But politically, the scandal continues to follow him everywhere, and that may be exactly what Malema wants. Even if Ramaphosa never goes to jail, the continued association between his name and Phala Phala creates long-term political damage. Every time the issue resurfaces, it reminds South Africans about unanswered questions surrounding the scandal. Meanwhile, ANC supporters fear that ongoing attacks on Ramaphosa could weaken the party even further, at a time when coalition politics are becoming the new reality in South Africa. The bigger concern for ordinary citizens is whether political leaders are focusing enough on real problems affecting people daily. Millions of South Africans are more worried about jobs, electricity, safety, and food prices than political fights between powerful politicians. Yet scandals like Phala Phala continue dominating national conversations because they touch directly on issues of trust, accountability, and leadership. As things stand now, the Phala Phala story is still alive politically, even if legal outcomes remain uncertain. And Julius Malema is making it clear that he has no intention of letting South Africans forget about it anytime soon. What do you think about Malema's comments? Do you believe Cyril Ramaphosa could one day face jail time? Or do you think this is just political campaigning by the EFF? Comment below and tell us your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. This is Mzansi Daily Scoop.